I want to apologize to council. I was considering submitting an outline of my talk tonight, until Mary Ellen informed me that I missed the deadline. Now, I don't know if I was going to actually submit it or not, so I don't know how sincere my apology is, but it's there for what it's worth. My name is Doug Phillips. I've lived in Rideau Lakes Township since 1978. I have family roots going back in this area for at least 180 years. Now, the earliest roots are way over in Wolford Township, but some in South Township, some in Rideau Lakes. My grandfather was a police officer who brought bad guys to justice in parts of this township over a century ago. If you have a horse thief in your family tree, he may have met my grandfather. Okay? I will answer questions at the end of my talk. I will also ask some questions for clarifications as part of my talk, and I ask for your attention while I am speaking. I am here to oppose the motion to amend Section 2 of Bylaw 2018-18, which established a system for the compensation and remuneration for members of council. This motion was adopted at the November 12th council meeting. For the benefit of the audience here and elsewhere, this motion will provide a separate payment for attending conferences or seminars. This motion has not yet been finalized, which I hope is significant. I have 4 objections to this motion. The premise of this motion is without merit. It's pure flim-flam. The preamble states, and I quote, "And whereas this system does not contemplate the hours spent at conferences and seminars by members of council, which could take place over multiple days," unquote. I'll repeat part of that. This system does not contemplate the hours spent at conferences and seminars by members of council. Come on, really? Section 2 of Bylaw 2018-18 is headed Training/Conferences. This section sets out how many conferences a councillor could attend in a year. 2. It also sets out how much you could claim in expenses, $2,000. But there is an inflation escalator built in, so it's probably somewhere around $2,300 now, roughly, 6 years later. This motion would have us believe that somebody forgot to include how much extra you should be paid for the strain of going to a conference. I don't believe that. You don't believe that. Nobody here believes that. Nobody watching online believes that. No taxpayer in the township believes that. Attending a conference or seminar is included in your honorarium or payment, which was $14,000 in 2018. It's probably close to $16,000 in 2024. The honorarium includes attending a conference or seminar, and you all know it. This motion adds a second payment for attending a conference or seminar. This motion is pure flim-flam. My second objection is that the effects of this motion differ from the stated intentions discussed at the previous council meeting, where the $25 per hour pay rate was the focus of the discussion. Well, it's just $25. It's not much more than the minimum wage. Quoting from the motion, the following per diem rates shall apply. Half day, $100. Full day, $200. Unquote. Again, quoting from the motion, the full day rate applies to a conference or seminar which is 4 or more hours in length. Mrs. Delaney, how much extra money would you expect to get if you attended a conference or seminar 4 hours long under this motion?
Point of order.
We need to allow the delegation to speak for 10 minutes.
You shouldn't be asking this question. You told us that.
Okay.
Pardon?
You'll have the opportunity to ask questions.
I said as part of my thing I was going to ask questions. I'm not allowed to ask questions.
No, I'm just pointing out that in the past, he is not allowed.
Oh, okay. I apologize. I wasn't aware of that condition.
No, you weren't. He was.
Okay. Well, I tell you right now, for attending a conference 4 hours long, you would expect to be able to get $200 extra. And the hourly rate would be $50 an hour. well, you can ask questions at the end, I guess, okay. My final two objections concern the arguments in support of this motion. The first argument is that the increased payment helps offset income loss. I appreciate that councillors may be able to earn more money if they weren't here. But you knew what you would get paid when you ran, or you should have known. Changing payments midterm is not an honorable thing to do. The mayor says you can do it, but that doesn't mean you should. It doesn't pass the smell test. I was heartened when Linda Carr seemed open to an outside body determining compensation, like last time. Mrs. Banks indicated that the outgoing council should vote on any compensation package at the end of their term. Both are great ideas. I was sure this motion was going down to defeat, but it passed 5-4, and here I am. My second argument about this, my second argument is that this motion will, the second argument is that this motion will help to recruit more and younger people to run for council. I am in favor of more people running for council. I have been encouraging people to run for council in the next election. And since I will be 80 or dead when the next council meets, they will certainly be younger than me, I hope. However, whenever I talk to anybody about running, nobody, and I stress nobody, asks or talks about money. I hope that nobody is running for council because they can make a bit of money. I hope there are other reasons to run for council. These arguments supporting the motion, paying for a loss of income and encouraging more people to run, are specious. They don't stand up. It's all flim-flam. I know this council has to make many difficult decisions regarding the expenditure of our tax dollars. I do not envy you. However, this is not one of them. This should be an easy call. I ask you, do not finalize this motion. Adopt the suggestions of Linda Carr and Mrs. Banks in a new motion closer to the next election. If you find it impossible to continue on council because of financial burdens, you should make the only honorable decision and resign. Do not flim-flam us, the taxpayers of this township, by changing the compensation rules mid-term. Thank you for your question. Thank you for your attention.
All right.
I assume you have questions. Yes.
Yes, let me just, first of all, indicate that we will entertain questions to you,
Yes.
but we are trying to keep this within 15 minutes.
Oh, fine with me.
Okay, Councillor Jeff Banks, please.
Yeah, so I've been doing, this is my 25th or 26th year, and I probably gonna have to say I take offense to, because I was the one that said it was the $25, and
Oh, yeah, you did.
yes, and I don't mind saying it. One of the hardest things in doing this job is trying to advance the pay for councillors, because nobody, when they get into this, knows exactly what is involved in the job, because it's not what people think it is. And the last 2 years have probably been the hardest that I've ever seen on council, the infighting and the undermining of this council. This job is worth $50,000 a year. It's not even worth $60,000 a year for the aggravation and the pain that it causes people. And that's the problem, is that people out there in the general public don't realize what's involved in this job until you actually get here at this table. So I'm going to say that I am going to vote for this tonight, and I don't feel that it's proper to ask somebody to go away for 2 or 3 days. We don't do this because I'm getting $200. $200 means nothing to me. We do it for the betterment of the township, because we're going to try and pass some information on to our Minister of Municipal Affairs, hopefully at the Roma conference, that maybe we can get some old changes that need to be done to the Municipal Act that need to be looked at. This has been worked on from our previous MP, and nothing's been done. There's so many reports out now, the problems with the Municipal Act, so I think that it's well worth that people get paid for their time away. It's not a lot of money, and just for correction, a half day is only $100, it's not $200, so, and it has to be a conference that's out of town, so
Okay.
that's all I got to say.
Other comments, questions?
I have a, sorry, can I make a comment on that?
Uh,
I was quoting from the motion that you emailed me, as far as the rates go.
Now, it was proposed and recommended to council at $200 a day and $100 for a half-day,
Yes,
for seminars, workshops.
Yes.
Anything that might.
yes, but the definition of a half day in the next line,
Is 4 hours.
4 hours or more.
Yeah.
More than
Eight hours is, well, 7 or 8 hours is considered a day, so if you're away for a full day.
No,
it's
no,
12
but my point is that the definition of a full day is 4 hours or more. So 4 hours constitutes a full day.
Okay,
If you read the motion, the half day is anything, I can't remember actually how it's worded, but it's 3 hours or less, or
No, 4 hours.
less, no, it doesn't say 4 hours.
okay, Mr. Phillips, I think we might be arguing over something that's a mute point.
Well,
The point is, if it's more than half a day, so if it's, for example, we went to the Economic Development Seminar in Kempful recently.
Yeah.
It started at 9 o'clock,
Yep.
finished at 3 o'clock, that's considered a full day.
6 hours is full day.
Yeah, so.
6 hours is a full day.
But if it was only a half-day session somewhere, then that would be considered a half-day.
Read your motion.
Okay, fair enough. Other comments or questions for Mr. Phillips?
Just clarification.
You have a follow-up?
Yep. It also states that it's conferences, so it's not if you go to a meeting for 4 hours, it's a conference.
Conference, seminars,
I
workshops.
believe it says seminars too, yes, conference seminars, yeah.
Anyone else have any other comments? All right, as you know, Mr. Phillips, this will be on our agenda later this evening.
Yes, I'm looking
And
forward to it.
I do have a motion. I have it moved by Councillor Delaney, seconded by Councillor Hutchings. Be resolved that the Council of the Corporation of Rideau Lakes acknowledges the delegation from Doug Phillips regarding amending the council remuneration/conference seminar per diem rate. You heard the motion. Any final discussion? All in favor? Motion is carried.
Councillor Delaney,
No.
Councillor Dunfield,
Sure.
Councillor Hutchings,
Yeah.
Councillor Maxwell,
No.
Councillor Pollard,
No.
Deputy Mayor Paul Banks,
I wasn't sure what a flim-flam was, but I'm gonna say yes.
Mayor Hoogamoo.
No. Motion is carried.
Could we just have like a 6-3 vote, right?